Y'all better not be sleeping on these Week 7 waiver wire ads, baby.
Perfect.
We are back. Welcome back to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Bandy. That's Trey, and the time is forever now. Buddy, what is going on with you?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Good Sunday football yesterday, except for Sunday night football, which was kind of a dumpster fire game in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Giants defense looked great, but the team altogether didn't, and the Bengals just kind of survived, I felt like. So it's kind of not a great Sunday night football game, but all the other games were pretty awesome. And shout out to the Dallas Cowboys, just getting destroyed 3 weeks in a row at home. They are defeated at home, right? They're 3-3. They've only won away games. So something about that home field just ain't feeling them.
No doubt, buddy. No doubt. It's been a rough go for the Cowboys. Absolutely. That's what happens when you don't make no moves. You don't spend no money, Jerry Jones.
And one thing I'll say is I loved how Dan Campbell and the Lions made a point to get their linemen involved because of the fiasco that happened last year with they attempted to get a lineman the ball 3 or 4 times in this game.
Yeah.
And finally the lineman got the touchdown. So I think it was worth it. And everybody was like, well, now they're like in the lead like that. Why are they revealing their secrets and stuff? And it's like, well, maybe they're revealing their secrets, or they're letting you know, hey, we do this. And so now when they're at, first and goal with a yard to go, now the defense has got to think, well, what if a lineman runs for a route? We got to have somebody ready. And it pulls people away. And now Gibbs and Monty can just punch it in, no problem.
Solid point, buddy. Solid point, man. The Lions have been doing all kinds of cool trick plays and crazy stuff, man. I love what I've seen from them, man. They haven't been as dominant as I thought they were going to be coming into the year, but it's obviously been fun to watch, buddy.
No doubt.
Good stuff, guys. Now we are here with your Week 7 waiver wire ads. We have got some good ones for you, man. We're going through quarterbacks, running backs, wide receiver, tight ends. We got all those for you. But first, guys, we got to give a shout out to one of the sponsors of this show. You know who I'm talking about. It's Pro-Am Belts, okay? Pro-Am Belts, man. Got to take a look down here at this special guy right here, man. This is the official Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football belt. It's a beauty. You can get you one of these, man. Go down in the description. Check out Pro-Am Belts, man. You use the promo code 10 off. Get you 10% off of your fantasy bling this fantasy season, baby. If you're on a roll trying to get to first place, man, you might as well go ahead, put it in there at Pro-Am Belts and get you one ready and made, baby. Custom made belts over there, man. Check them out.
Delicious.
They really, really are, buddy. Really are. But hey, we got some quarterbacks to get into, buddy. Got some quarterback waiver wire ads for Week 7. And I'm just going to get us started right off with Bo Nix. Okay. Now, I know, Bo Nix, it's been a slow start, but what do you expect for a rookie quarterback under a Sean Payton-led offense? It's got to be a little tricky to get this guy going. But hey, he's 21% rostered in sleeper leagues. He went 19 of 33, 216 yards and 2 touchdowns with 61 yards on the ground. And that's something you like to see from your fantasy quarterbacks, okay? It just seems like Bo Nix is starting to figure it out, okay? He scored at least 9.5 fantasy points in 2 of his first 3 games with just his legs, Trey. That's impressive, okay? That's things we really like to see. Look, he's really good at navigating the pocket. He's avoiding sacks, okay? Only 6 sacks in 6 games, okay, which isn't bad for a rookie quarterback. I'm just saying he's pretty good at maneuvering around the pocket. Now, this is a guy that you're going to want for your super flex leagues and 14-man. I don't know if I want him as my main one quarterback in a single quarterback league, but I do like Bo Nix coming in the super flex and 14-man's, Trey.
Yeah, man. Joe Burrow was sacked like 6 times last night. So, Yeah, definitely. Bo Nix is, it doesn't look amazing. He definitely throws interceptions, but he's putting up fantasy points. And so that's what matters for us.
And when he does run the ball, he looks electric, right?
Yeah.
He looks like a lot faster than a lot of the quarterbacks we see running the ball. It's impressive, honestly, him on the ground.
Hey, Joe Burrow had 19.9 miles per hour last night. That's the fastest he's ever been recorded on the field.
Really?
On that 47-yard run.
Next gen stats. Thank you for that one, man. Good stuff, buddy. Who you got for us this week?
All right, jumping to our next quarterback on our waiver wire ad. It's Drake May season, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I mean this dude's first game, right? So obviously they got beat pretty bad, but he completed 20 of 33 passes for 243 yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay, not a lot of quarterbacks can do that in their first game.
Sure.
In the NFL. He did have 2 interceptions, but he also added 5 rushing attempts for 36 yards on the ground. He did lose a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little bit of turnovers, but a lot of first game jitters, you know what I mean?
Sure.
They're still trying to figure it out. And normally when a rookie comes in, their first game is kind of tough, and they get better from there. And if he gets better than 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 50 yards on the ground, then that's fantasy relevant for me.
Mm-hmm.
He did struggle early in the game, but he had a 40-yard touchdown pass, which was really good. Had a couple more touchdowns to Hunter Henry and Demario Douglas. And, I mean, he just looked good. They've got the Jaguars secondary coming up, which I think is really going to benefit Drake May and his performance.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams just threw 4 touchdowns there in London, and now Drake May gets to come in. So, a little rookie action in London, and I think he'll go off.
Hopefully the Jaguars can put up a little more of a fight. They are technically the home team in London. They're staying there for a whole week. Hopefully none of the players get in trouble in London. I could see that being a thing, being in London. But yeah, Drake May, kind of a slow start. A lot of us were getting a little worried when he got going, man. But when he got going, he got going. And that 40-yard touchdown you're talking about was a dime. Okay, a dime. He looks really, really young, but the dude's got it. And from what I've seen, man, I would like him. Again, this would be in a super flex type thing and a deeper league type play, don't you think, Trey?
Yeah, definitely. Or maybe even just a bye week fill-in,
Sure.
But I just think that he's definitely going to be relevant, a lot more relevant than the team was before.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Drake May, a good ad for your team. Let's move on to the next one, man. This is a guy that's been on the waiver wire list a few times, and I'm talking about the ageless wonder, Joe Flacco, 13% rostered in sleeper leagues, went 22 of 38, 189 yards and 2 touchdowns, okay? Now, look, Joe Flacco threw the ball 38 times, and generally when Joe Flacco throws the ball 38 times, he has a lot more yards than 189, okay? But the thing is the Titans allowed the fewest passing yards so far this season for all teams. So their defense is doing something right when they're not letting passing yards get by in the secondary, okay? I think Joe Flacco is a great streaming option next week in Miami if Anthony Richardson doesn't play, Trey.
For sure, man. Anytime Joe Flacco is playing, I'm looking to start him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just his ceiling is like uncapped. He could have 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, and no one would bat an eye. They'd be like, "Oh, another Joe Flacco game."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like it a lot.
Insane, and he ran for 1 yard. Just saying.
Hey, Joe Flacco with the rushing yards.
It's probably like a fall forward for a first down or something like that, but still, give it to the guy, man.
Give it to him. All right, moving on to our next quarterback on our waiver wire ads. We've got Trevor Lawrence, baby, another London man. Completed 23 of 35 passes for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception, but he also rushed 4 times for 17 yards, which is kind of traditional of Trevor Lawrence. He gets about 3 or 4 rushes a game.
Yeah.
Normally not for a whole lot of yards, but it's fantasy points either way. This is his 3rd straight 2-touchdown pass game. Which, quarterback those 2 touchdowns, that's fantasy relevant. A lot of quarterbacks out here not putting up any touchdowns or just 1 measly one. I'm talking about Dak Prescott, baby. So, yeah, I'd much rather start Trevor Lawrence than Dak this week. Let's go.
It's rough, man. I've got Dak Prescott as my 3rd quarterback in a super flex league, man. And last week I was like, do I start Baker or do I start Dak? I'm glad I started Baker, Trey.
No doubt.
Baker went off. But, yeah, Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars are starting to look like the Jaguars we all know and love here this season, man. With Trevor Lawrence at the helm, I'm very surprised to see this with the way that his career has went, It just seems like that team is just not able to put it together. And I don't know what it is. I think you said Doug Peterson might get fired if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, man. I've heard that, they kind of hate that they're in London back to back because it's kind of weird to fire him in London, so he can't fly back with the team. And I have a feeling if they lose this next game, this will be his last flight to London with the Jaguars.
See, that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe they're like, we don't want to fire him over in London, right? Let's wait till he gets home and then let him go. It sucks. I really like Doug Peterson, man. I just think the problem with Doug Peterson is that he's maybe a little too laid back.
Yeah.
As the coach, that I think is the issue with him. But Trevor Lawrence, I think a good ad. Trey.
Well, they probably grabbed the most laid back coach they could find after what they left.
Yeah, you're right. That's a very solid point, buddy. Solid point. So those are our quarterback waiver wire ads. We've got some running back waiver wire ads coming right up, but we've got a question that might be time sensitive, Trey. Okay, our guy Steven Grise over on YouTube. What's up, buddy? He says, "Yo, with Cook out, who you starting in full PPR?" And I got the same thing going on too. I already know who I picked, but Braylon Allen, Ty Johnson, or Roy David. I have an IR spot, and these are available on the waiver. Who do you got, Trey?
I think I got to go Braylon Allen here, man. I mean, he's proven that even with Breece Hall, he can still do major work, get 2 touchdowns in a game. I think he has the highest ceiling compared to what you were expecting out of Cook.
I hear you. I feel you, but I'm taking Ty Johnson. As a matter of fact, I did take Ty Johnson. It's because I've seen Ty Johnson do some pretty good stuff, man.
Sure.
With Cook there, Ty Johnson in the Bills offense, it just seems like it works with them, man. And I'm taking Ty Johnson, but I really want to, after the game, check the stats, see which of these running backs did better, to be completely honest, just because I'm interested to see if I made the right decision or not.
No doubt.
Thank you for the question, Steven. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Fourth and Flex if you haven't done that already. Okay. What's up, Isaac? Our guy, Lil Cartwheel, over on YouTube says, "Hey, guys, what's up?" What up, Isaac? Can you rank these players worst to best, or who would you rather have on your team? Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, CD, Jamar. Thinking about trading CD, Trey.
Yeah, man, I can easily rank them, and I'll tell you right now, CD is at the bottom of that list for me. I think with my ranking, I'm going to go Justin Jefferson, then Jamar Chase, actually, who's been really on the rise. I'm going to go Amon-Ra here still, and then A.J. Brown, but something in me wants to kind of put A.J. Brown above Amon-Ra. I just think that Amon-Ra hasn't showed us his full potential yet this year, and he's going to do better.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave CD at the bottom.
Yeah, and he's thinking about trading CD. You like that?
I do like trading CD, but it's going to be hard, man. What are you going to get? A wide receiver 3 for your team for a first round draft pick?
Right.
It's tough. Maybe hopefully CD has a good game this week, and you could try to say that the Cowboys are building back and build back better or whatever they say.
Yeah, sell high on them. Yeah. Steven says, "Thanks, guys." He's rolling with Braylon Allen. I guess you sounded more convincing, buddy. So absolutely, buddy. We got you over here, man. The thing is, man, we can give all the fantasy advice that we want, but you got to go with your gut. You know 100%. What I'm saying? Like, that's going to be after we give you our thoughts, why you should do this or why you shouldn't do this, then you just go with your gut, my friend. What feels right. And that's, I think, what my guy Steven's doing there. And I like that. Let's go one more before we get in some running back waiver wire ads trade. Turgay, what's up, Turgay, over on YouTube?
What up, Turgay? Calgore.
Let's go. He says, "Hey, guys, May versus the Jaguars or Daniel Jones versus the Eagles or Matthew Stafford versus the Raiders for week 7. I need a backup since Dak is on bye week."
Oh, okay. Dak's on a bye this week. I didn't even realize the Cowboys were on a bye. Looking at what your options are, I personally will lean Matt Stafford versus the Raiders. I know the past couple weeks haven't been great, but this past week he did pretty good in fantasy.
He did.
And he's the most consistent quarterback that you've got on the in your comment here. So I'll lean Matt Stafford versus a Raiders team that is out of playoff contention.
Yeah. It's rough. Is Cooper Kupp coming back this week, or its potential to come back? I thought I saw something.
It has potential to come back, yes.
Also, Nick Chubb should be playing this week.
Yeah, man, and I got to fire him up, man. I've got him in 2 places. And
You've been holding on Chubby, huh?
He's 87% rostered, so everyone's holding on Chubby.
Wow. It's scary, but, I mean, the dude's a monster. If anybody can come back and do that, he will, man. He will. One more real quick. Turgay says, "I need to drop one Bigsby and Javonte." Who are you dropping?
I I got to drop Bigsby here, man. I'm hanging on to Javonte.
I'm going to tell you that I agree with you only because the thing with Bigsby is like the only reason he's been good the last few weeks is because he's managed to bust off a big run. He hasn't got a bunch of opportunities, but when he does, he busts out a big run. Now, last week, he didn't do anything. I'm just saying he got 4 points. Javonte is at least on the rise with the Broncos team that's continuing to get better. So I'm going to roll with you, Trey, with Javonte.
I like it.
All right, guys, let's get to some running back waiver wire ads for week 7, okay? I'm going to start us off here with, and I hope I'm saying it right, Isaac Grando. Did I say that right? You think?
I like that.
All right. Grando. Sorry, I wanted to roll again. 5% rostered, okay? Went 10 carries for 99 yards, busted out a 76-yard run. Now, Isaac Grando is more of a stash play, to be completely honest with you. This is a guy you're going to be holding on because he did show that he has something for the 49ers. They had him, he got some reps, and he did what he should have done with that. So now they think, okay, maybe we got something here with this rookie, okay? Look, Jordan Mason should be back this coming week. So that's why I say he's more of a stash. But like I said, the rookie looked great, okay? And look for him to have a higher snap count moving forward and just hold on to Isaac Grando.
Yeah, man, the 49ers just knowing how to grab a running back, basically. I mean, they got Christian McCaffrey doing his thing. Jordan Mason comes in when he's out, just kind of does the Christian McCaffrey thing. And then Isaac Grando comes in afterwards and just kind of proves that, is it the running back or is it the running back play that they have for them and how this team works together can make any running back great.
Or is it the offensive line being very good blockers
100%.
And opening holes, Or it's just a good scheme, man. They're always got guys in motion, guys coming back to kick the blocks out, man. I mean, they just got a good thing right there. And I think Jordan Mason gets a contract. If he's not a Niner next year, I think he gets a contract and goes elsewhere.
Oh, 100%.
Dude is good.
Moving on to our next running back waiver wire ad. And before I mention this, I just want to say Nick Chubb is 87% rostered. I was going to add him onto my waiver wire, but he's out there everywhere. He's supposed to be back this week, so just check your league. If Nick Chubb's out there, maybe you don't have IR spots in your league, go ahead and make a check because I think it's a great ad this week. But he's not on our list because he's 87% rostered.
That's right.
Anyway, our next running back waiver wire ad is Sean Tucker, baby. What'd you say earlier? The Tuccaneers?
Yeah, baby.
Look, he rushed 14 times for 136 yards and a touchdown. Had all 3 of his targets brought in for 56 yards and another touchdown. He also returned 2 kickoffs for 55 yards. He's a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher in college. If Rachaad White is still sidelined in week 7, they're going against the Ravens. I think that he's going to get quite a bit of work.
Yeah, dude, Sean Tucker looked great. I mean, you could almost call it garbage time where he did his dirty work, man, but he's just a big back, he's a big guy. He reminds me of Mike Allstott, okay? The A-Train back in the 90s, early 2000s. He's just running through guys. He's juking, jiving guys. I just love what I've seen as Sean Tucker. I'm so glad the Bucs decided to keep him on the team, man. And I love him as an ad, Trey. Love it. But let's move on to the next guy. And this is going to be another stash, okay? There wasn't a lot of good meat on the bone for the running back. So I've got some good stash plays for you, man. And it's a guy who's made our list before. It's Ty Chandler, okay? And he's 35% rostered in sleeper leagues. But look, he's played 63% of the snaps last week, and that's with Aaron Jones out. Okay, the Vikings had a bye last week, so Aaron Jones had another week of rest, and that's why I call Ty Chandler a good stash, okay? Because Aaron Jones is a running back that when he's on, but he's on so much that he gets hurt so often, okay? So listen, Ty Chandler's a handcuff to hold on to if Aaron Jones either doesn't come back or comes back and then gets hurt again, which I hope not because I got a lot of Aaron Jones shares, Trey.
No doubt. I like the stash, man. Aaron Jones, obviously great running back, but does have some injury concerns, so I like it.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to our last running back waiver wire ad, the man, the myth, the legend, Dameon Pierce, baby.
Welcome back
in
baby.
Action. He rushed 8 times for 76 yards and a touchdown and caught his only target for 1 yard. A little PPR action in there, He come back from his hamstring injury that had him sidelined since week 1. And kind of took back over the number 2 role. So Dario Agumbawale was kind of quiet this week. Cam Akers, not really nothing. But Dameon Pierce really filling in that role behind Joe Mixon. And I think now that he's healthy, if Joe Mixon his health doesn't work out, Dameon Pierce might put up some work for you.
I love it, buddy. Mixon and Dameon Pierce, those two guys in the backfield. I'm so glad to see Dameon Pierce getting a little work, being that running back that I know he could be, buddy. I was so high on him last season. After his rookie season, that was so amazing. I was so high on him coming back in. I'm just so happy to see Dameon Pierce getting some work and making it back to the waiver wire list, Trey. Welcome back, buddy.
Welcome back.
Clap, clap. I don't want to clap because I don't know what it sounds like in your ears. So clap, clap, my friends. Great stuff, man. Those are some running back waiver wire ads. We've got some wide receivers coming up here in just a second. Let's get a quick question, Trey, from our guy Turgay off of YouTube. What do you guys think of these trades? Let's start it off here. Bijan and Najee plus Shaheed and McBride. Wait, okay. Bijan for Najee, I think is what that's saying, right?
It says Bijan for Najee, Shaheed, and McBride.
Okay, yeah. How do you feel? Also, if you had a chance, okay, I'll go over to the next, but go ahead.
I would personally like the Najee, Shaheed, and McBride side. I think you're giving up too much for Bijan, who's splitting work with Akers.
How about Bijan after we talked a little crap about him getting 2 tuggies?
Yeah, I mean, he did. He got his touchdowns, but he's still splitting work with Algier. I mean, Algier went crazy, and that's not the kind of – when you're drafting Bijan, you know, some people first overall this year.
Yeah.
You're expecting him not to split that much work.
Also, if you had a chance, would you get Malik Neighbors or Nico Collins?
Yeah, if I had a chance, I'd get both of them. I think both of them are buy lows right now, for sure. Nico Collins, I'd probably wait, one more week, I think, before I actually went out and try to make a trade for him. And Malik Neighbors, I mean, yeah, if you can go out and get him right now, I mean, the Giants didn't look great last night. But I think they're going to look a lot better. I think they would have won that game if Neighbors played in it.
Yeah, it definitely makes the whole team play better when they know there's a guy out there that can help them win. I mean, everybody's just more rejuvenated when Neighbors is on. That's what it seems like to me, Trey.
For sure.
Beautiful, beautiful, man. Thank you guys for the questions, guys. If you're watching us anywhere, please don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Fourth and Flex. Even if you're watching over on TikTok, why do I always do that?
Tic-tac-toe.
Even if you're watching over on TikTok, please follow Fourth and Flex, man. Tap the screen, do all the beautiful things that we love for you to do.
What's that app them kids got on their phone? The Tic-Tac.
Yeah, the Tic-Tac, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, don't be hating. Don't be hating. But first, let's get into one of our sponsors of the show, man. We got to show some love for our guys over at Underdog Fantasy, Trey. Underdog Fantasy. What more can I say about Underdog Fantasy? When I first started playing Underdog Fantasy, it was like, oh, awesome. Here, we got so many best ball tournaments, all that good stuff, man. But then I was like, but after that, what can you do? Well, they have fixed that. If you like baseball, you like basketball, there's all kinds of things you can do on Underdog Fantasy other than best ball, okay? And if you use our code FLEXY, that's FLEXY, you're going to get up to $100 deposit match, man. So, and that's free money. You throw $100 in there, you're rocking with $200, Trey. Over-under picks, I mean, like prize picks type of things, 100 times your money, all that beautiful stuff over on Underdog Fantasy, Trey.
Yeah, man. I love me some Underdog Fantasy. I'm always over there getting flexy with them.
That's right. Flexy. Use code FLEXY. FLEXY, baby. All right, let's get to the next guys on the list. It's our wide receiver waiver wire ads for week 7, Trey. Got a couple of good ones here. Got a couple of weird ones, but that's all right, man. Let's get it started with a guy that, we thought might be a little better coming into the season than he was. He kind of had the best game of his year, and that's Gabriel Davis. 27% rostered, and I think a lot of that is because of his name. 5 catches for 45 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like I said, it was his best game of the season, Trey. Played 67% of the snaps, okay? The second most targeted pass catcher on the team behind Evan Ingram, okay? That's good to know. Evan Ingram back in the mix, too.
100%.
Yes, sir. 3 of 8 targets in the red zone. So 3 of his 8 targets were in the red zone, man. And I think that's because he's just a tall, lanky, big-bodied wide receiver that can be physical and get the ball. And in the red zone, that's what you want. You throw it up high, he can reach for it. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I think that a lot of this comes from the way that the Jaguars have been playing, and they're pretty much just like, we got to switch things up, see what works. And Gabe Davis has worked for him. So, I like Gabe Davis as an ad. Obviously, it's a risky ad. It can go up and down every week, but he definitely always has those skyrocket weeks every year.
Yeah, you just got to know when they're coming, buddy.
That's right.
He's a solid play next week in London. Definitely, buddy. Definitely.
Moving on to our next waiver wire ad, we've got Demario Pop Douglas. Douglas caught 6 of 9 targets for 92 yards and a touchdown with Drake May at the helm. He led the team in targets, led the team in catches, led the team in receiving yards. We've been wanting Demario Douglas to go off forever. We didn't realize all it needed was a quarterback change. Now he's finally doing his thing. We know how good this guy is. This week, he's more likely to boom than bust against the Jaguars that have been giving up 29 points a game. I think Pop Douglas goes off. I think he, as a matter of fact, pops off.
Yeah, definitely, man. He was one of my sleeper picks going into the season. Now, it took a little bit of time, like you said, but our guy Pop Douglas finally getting it done, man, with Drake May, the young one. I'm gonna start calling him like you can change nicknames on Sleeper. Yeah. I'm gonna put his as the young one because he just looks like a child in the face. That's all I'm saying. Baby face. Yeah. Drake May got a baby face, but that's all right, buddy. You just keep throwing the ball, doing your thing. Ain't nobody looking at that baby face. No doubt. Beautiful, beautiful, man. Let's get to another wide receiver on our list. I'm talking about your boy Xavier Leggett. 42. Yeah, Xavier Leggett. I was trying to do some kind of accent, but I couldn't remember exactly how it was, boy. All right, look, 42% rostered in sleeper leagues. 3 catches for 23 yards, but he got a touchdown, baby. He found the end zone in 2 of his last 3 games. He's becoming a weekly flex option for you, Trey. I mean, he's a good guy, especially with the buys coming up. Definitely got to get and put in that flex position, man, because Andy Dalton is building confidence with Leggett, man. These guys are starting to click a little bit, and that's why I think you need him on your team, man. 42% rostered, so it is on the rise,
100%. I go 42%. Out there, Andy Dalton, throw me the ball, and I do reach up, I get the ball, I get a touchdown, and it's a good day.
Yes, sir. More like a dream, like I was riding dreams. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff, man. Look for Xavier Leggett, man, to keep going up and up and up.
No doubt, no doubt. Moving on to our last wide receiver waiver wire ad this week, we've got Romeo Doubs back, baby, back on the waiver wire show. He caught 3 of 4 targets for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns, baby. Let's go. He's back in the Packers' good graces after being suspended by the team for the Week 5 win over the Rams. And he's looking to build on this performance in Week 7 at home against the Texans. Dontavion Wicks' shoulder possibly out. Beneficial for Dobbs. I think Dobbs is a great fill-in for bye weeks and things of that nature. And potentially he could put up 2 more touchdowns this week.
Absolutely, buddy. Romeo Doubs, a guy that we've always just kind of been waiting for him to show us what he's got, man. And he looked good, man. He was getting open. I mean, and how about Jordan Love, dude? He looked pretty damn good too.
Jordan Love, man. I was all over him in the preseason, man, and he's gotten hurt, so there's the people are a little bit not really hesitant on him, but I mean when he is playing, man, Jordan Love's looking good, man. Mm-hmm. It's because he had that time to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and really get a feel for the game, and the pressure's not as hot on him, right? When rookies come out and play, and they're they don't have that time, then people put all the pressure like they need to be perfect now. But then Jordan Love, sits behind like, wow, this guy's amazing. It's his first year in the league, but it's like, well, he's been on the bench.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. I mean, look at Baker. It took him a solid 6 years before he actually started getting good. I mean, he was good. He had his moments, but something about Baker, he seemed to throw the game away a lot back in the day. I don't see that as much from Baker. He's learned. He's been there. He's done that. Think about you. I want you to think about you on a team, okay? You're first coming in. You don't know nobody, okay? You don't know how anything works. You know nobody. And they're like, by the way, you're the leader. You're running this damn thing right now, okay? And now let's take it the other way. You're Jordan Love. You come in, you sit, and you sit. You're so tired of sitting. You've watched everything. You see how everything works. You know the organization inside and out for 3 years. And then they say, all right, now's your time to shine. Don't you feel like that's such an easier transition?
100%. When you say it like that, the way I think about it is like, because I work in the restaurant, so it's like they bring you in and you have no experience, or you have a little bit of experience in a restaurant, but this is like the big leagues, sure, right? and they bring you in and they're like, hey, you're the GM now. You're in charge of everyone. Go. Make this place work.
Yeah.
Or they bring you in and they're like, hey, we've got a GM here that they're going to be moving on in about 3 years. And so if you could just train with them for 3 years and then take over, do you know how much easier the transition would be?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
No, that's a great way to look at it. I mean, and who better GM to learn from than Aaron Rodgers?
No doubt. Big sales, Aaron.
Yeah, exactly, buddy. Exactly. Yeah. Anyways, I don't remember how we got off on that tangent. Oh, Romeo Dobbs. That's how.
Romeo Dobbs.
We got some tight end waiver wire ads, but my guy Juan has put his question in the comments a few times. I don't want to leave him hanging, guys. It's kind of a long, but we gonna get you, Juan. I have Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall, Kyron, Mattinson. My wide receivers are DJ Moore, Tank Dell, Jacoby, Calvin Ridley, Wandale. Who do I trade? Wire pickups, Josh Downs and Tracy Jr.
Let's see. Let's do a little
one of them
deep dive digression here. If you're looking to go out and get somebody, I'm happy to trade Tank Dell. I don't think his work is going to continue all year, but he's kind of a sell high right now.
Sure.
I'm sticking with Wandale. Calvin Ridley, I don't have a problem with getting rid of. Jacoby Myers, I think, is a hold, honestly. And I'm holding all of your running backs personally. I don't. You have like every great running back in the league, so you really don't need to trade anybody, to be honest with you. But if you wanted to trade somebody, I would probably go out and trade Tank Dell while he's hot.
Would you let go of Calvin Ridley? Would you let go of any of these wide receivers to pick up Josh Downs? I think I'd let go of Ridley to get Josh Downs. He's been on fire, Trey.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the Josh Downs thing is definitely volatile. Sure. I probably would hang on to Calvin Ridley, and it probably is the wrong move, but it's the namesake. It's hard for me to let go of Calvin Ridley.
See, that's not like you at all, buddy. Usually you just trading them like they're hot, buddy.
I mean, sometimes, but yeah. I like Calvin Ridley.
I know you do, buddy. I know you do. There you go, Juan. We got you covered, my friend, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you hanging. But, hey, we got some tight end waiver wire ads to get to, Trey.
We do.
Yes, we do. Let's get it started here. Another Buccaneer on the list, man. Liking what I'm seeing here, huh? Cade Otton, okay? 42% rostered, 2 of 6 targets, 15 yards, 1 touchdown. The thing with Cade Otton is he plays 81% of the snaps. Baker looks for him in the red zone, okay? And when it's third down, Baker looks for Cade Otton almost every time to hit a block, roll out, get the first down. And that's the reason I like Cade Otton. He is kind of a boomer bust type of tight end, though, so it is scary. So honestly, this is probably a guy, if you were just guy is not doing it, kind of one of those throw in hopes it's a good game kind of type of players.
100%. You know, I remember when we were talking on our starts and sits shows, and I was like, Cade Otton, I think, is a good stream this week. And he got a touchdown. And if he didn't, he would not have been, right?
Right.
But that's all you need out of your tight end. You know, 2 catches and a touchdown. You're like, man, solid performance for my tight end this week.
Exactly, buddy.
But moving on to our next tight end on our waiver wire ads, we got Noah Fant, baby. Fant caught all 6 of his targets for 63 yards. This was his second game with 6 receptions and 60-plus yards. He's really a fantasy streamer more than anything, for bye weeks and things like that, because it is a little volatile with Fant. But the Seahawks like to use their tight end. And when they do, Fant is great for fantasy, 14, 15 points. That's all you really are looking for out of your tight end. And he's doing that.
Yeah, Noah Fant. The Seahawks got rid of all these guys so they could keep Noah Fant. And then they did that for a reason. They let go of a lot of good tight ends that are coming on to do, not big things, but decent things on other teams because they believed in Noah Fant. And then that's the reason, man, 6 of 6. He's obviously got great hands. He's obviously does a good job in the blocking game from what I've seen from Noah Fant, man. And I think, obviously that's not going to help you in fantasy, but I'm just saying Noah Fant is a good streaming option, Trey. I agree.
I think Noah Fant is that guy that's just like, no matter what's going on, no matter what people say about him, like he's in the gym, he's in the classroom studying the playbook, he's working on his hands, he's working on his eating habits and everything like that. He just lives and breathes football. Probably one of the nicest guys, I think. I just feel like he's just a nice guy.
He done gave this dude a whole backstory and like You know what did he have? Did he have a job back in high school? Work at Blockbuster or something?
100%. Like I feel like he just had, like in it when he's not on the field, he wears glasses and he's just like, nice to meet you, sir. Yes, I'm Noah Fan. I play for the Seattle Seahawks.
Just a great guy. Helps old ladies across the street.
100%.
I mean, opens car doors.
This man runs down the street to catch a door for somebody.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's one of those guys that open the door. And
Wait. I got it.
Yeah, and he just stays there and lets 920 people go through, just like no problem. It doesn't even bother him.
After you, yes, and you. Oh, and you as well.
Oh,
and there's people like 20 feet in the parking lot. And he's just standing there looking at him, and they're like, "We need to get to the door because this guy's weird."
Yeah, give him $1. Give him $1. Oh, good stuff, man. Let's move on to the next tight end waiver wire ad, and it's Juwan Johnson. 6% rostered in sleeper leagues, played 77% of the snaps. The Saints under with Spencer Rattler under center. Okay, I think that this is going to make a big difference in Juwan Johnson's life, and then that's the reason I do have him on this list. Juwan Johnson has always been a decent tight end though in the league. He always finds the right time, and he's not this. I wouldn't say the prototypical tight end. He's not super wide, but he's very long, almost like a wide receiver, but almost a little too big to be a wide receiver, man. I've always liked Juwan Johnson and his play, man. I really think with, like I said, Spencer Rattler under center, that Juwan Johnson's percentage is going to go up, and among other things, Trey.
No doubt. I'll tell you what I have to say about Juwan Johnson. All you got to do is Google the Saints depth chart, and you're going to see red Qs and red Os from top to bottom. And the only person that's healthy on this team right now is Juwan Johnson. And this man is going to perform on Thursday night.
Oh, okay. Are you saying that's the only reason we put up 51 points on the Saints?
That's neither here nor there.
Nah.
Spencer Rattler, he did his thing in the third quarter.
Yeah. You know what? I will give.
He scored 27 points in the third quarter and nothing else.
I will say, I saw him the first play, Spencer Rattler, come out and he run into the side, like on the run with the ball. I was like, he might be all right. This guy might have something, That being said, I did start the Bucs defense that went off on him, because it was a rookie quarterback. So I'm just saying he looked not terrible, Spencer Rattler. I mean, I know they put up 51 points on him, but that's on the defense, buddy.
No doubt.
And now to the next guy on the list. I just want to say before we get it started, I think this guy wins the award for most times on the waiver wire list, Trey. I'm just going to throw that out there.
100%. And it's Hunter Henry, man. And honestly, I just want to say for the rest of Hunter Henry's career in the league, if there is a quarterback transition or a coach transition or any kind of transition on the offense, all you do that week is start Hunter Henry. Okay, because when the Patriots change things and everybody's confused, they rely on Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry caught 3 of 5 targets for 41 yards and a touchdown. He finished second on the team in targets behind Pop Douglas. Drake May threw 3 touchdowns in this start and raised the ceiling of the Patriots offense. And Hunter Henry did his thing where if the Patriots score 3 touchdowns, I want to say 99%, but I'm going to say 100% of the time, one of them is Hunter Henry's.
I can't argue with you. I really can't. Hunter Henry is definitely a boom or bust type of tight end, but I feel like he booms more than he busts.
For sure. And when he does boom, he booms. He's like tight end 1 on the week.
2 or 3 touchdowns under the belt.
They're playing the Jags in England. I know we've said that 100 times. A lot of Jags, a lot of Patriots on this show. But, it's going to be a good game, and they're going to put up points because both their defenses are not great, and their offenses are both on the rise.
On the rise, baby, on the rise. I love it, Trey. Those are all our waiver wire ads that we have for you this week. But now we got a little something here we do on the show. It's called Trade That Dude, okay? We're talking about some potential trades for your teams, potential guys that you can maybe go out and get. Some guys you could buy low, some guys you could sell high on. Trey, who do you got for your sell high this week?
Yeah, man, my sell high this week is a guy that we have shit on for several weeks, but he had a great week this week, and I'm going to use that ability, and I'm going to sell high on Zay Flowers, baby. Let's go, Zay Flowers, to somebody else's team because I don't think it's going to be consistent. And he had a good week, and I'm ready to get rid of him.
Here's the thing, Trey. I literally typed out Zay Fle as I was doing my notes here, man, for my sell high. Zay Fle. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they have actually just started to get in rhythm here. Maybe Zay Flowers to the moon. Who knows, Trey? So it scares me.
And that's exactly why Zay Flowers is a sell high, because everyone is thinking, well, maybe the Ravens finally get it together. Maybe Zay Flowers is finally to the moon. And that's an easy sell for me.
So you just so basically what you're saying is from this point on, Zay Flowers isn't going to do much.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. He might have a couple great games, but I don't think it's going to go up from here and keep going up from here. I think this is, if not his best game of the year, his second or third best game of the year, and he's going to have some duds coming up. Yeah. And this is the time to get rid of the guy for somebody more consistent.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that. I'll buy that for $1. Okay, I like it. Let's get to my sell high this week, and it's Michael Pittman Jr., Pity City. Sell high on Pity City. Look, he's had a few good games in a row, okay? This is kind of what we hope for with Michael Pittman Jr., okay? Not bad stat lines for the past couple of weeks, okay? But let me tell you this, it's usually with Joe Flacco under the helm. That's when Pity City's been doing his thing, okay? And I'll tell you one more thing about Michael Pittman Jr. He's injured. He's barely hanging on right now, okay? He said they were about to throw him on IR, and he's like, nah, I'm good, okay? This is not a guy that I want on my team, Trey, okay? Look, Anthony Richardson should also be back very soon, so look for Pity City to do a little downward, Trey. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I like Pity City. With the injury thing, I think this, it's a back injury, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, in his age and in our age, you ever wake up and you have a back injury and you're like, oh shit, I need to go to the doctor. And then you sleep another night and you wake up and you stretch and you're like, oh, actually, I'm okay. And I think that's all it was, because if you look at that touchdown catch that he made this past week, he landed right on his back, and I was like, oh, okay, that's it. And then he jumped up and he was like, I'm good. And I'm like, oh, he was just having some growing pains. He's fine. He's good to go. Now, I agree with you. Joe Flacco obviously elevates Pittman, but I think that Anthony Richardson, the only relevant wide receiver on the team, is Pittman. So I think when Anthony Richardson comes back, I think Pittman's the only guy I want on this team outside of maybe Alec Pierce. So, I mean, yeah, sell him if you want, but I'm hanging on, baby.
Josh Downs. What about Josh Downs? He's on the
Josh Downs is on the down.
Okay. Garrett Wilson just got a touchdown, by the way.
Hey, there you go. You got that on the parlay?
I don't know if I hit it or not, but I have to go look.
Because you said over receiving yards, and I said, and then you said touchdown, and I said, yeah, I'll deal with that.
I don't know if I took it or not. Probably not, Trey, if I had to be completely honest. Let me tell you something, by the way, getting back to Pity City. You say that, we woke up, and he's like, I think I'm good now. Man, they don't do that. He's got x-rays, doctors, stuff like that. We do that. We go like, I think I'm good. He doesn't, okay?
Okay, but they were literally saying, Michael Pittman is going on the IR, and then they said, actually, he's fine. So they did all the X-rays, Tex-rays, D-rays, B-rays, Blu-rays, and come back, and they were like, actually, you're good, bro. You're just having some growing pains. And he was like, I bet.
Okay.
Put me in, coach.
Okay, we'll see. So sell high on Pity. It's funny because you didn't agree with mine, and I really didn't agree with yours. So we need to keep track of this, Trey. We need somebody write that down. Okay, we need to write that down somewhere.
Now, Trey, we get buy lows.
Yeah, yes, sir. We're getting there, my friend. Let's get to some buy lows, Trey. Who do you got on the buy low this week?
I tell you, I got a guy who, just so everyone out there knows, this certain player here is always fucking open. All right. Written right across his face. Give me George Pickens as a buy low, baby. Obviously, the vibes have been low with the Steelers.
Yeah.
The Steelers have struggled. I really think that Russell Wilson is going to come in, and him and George Pickens are going to click because Pickens is like finally somebody that's just going to air it out to me constantly. That's what he wants, and if he really is always effing open, then George Pickens on the rise, man. And go get you some George Pickens right now because I promise you, people that own George Pickens had him on the bench this week, and if they did start him, they were like, meh. Every week they're thinking George Pickens, meh. But he's on the rise, baby. Go get you some George Pickens.
I like that one. I actually like that one a lot, Trey. I think Pickens. You're right. Russell Wilson likes to throw the ball deep. Tomlin will probably give him the room to do that too, throw the ball that way. So if they ever let Russell Wilson back in, then I think you're right about Pickens, man. I like it.
Steelers country. That's right.
Did you see that commercial with him and the gyro sandwich, the Subway sandwich, the Danger
Witch?
That was so freaking hard to watch,
Cringe.
Trey. That's your guy, Russell Wilson.
I love it. I love it, though. I love the cringe energy.
I just hope one day he writes a book and he's like, I was totally messing with all y'all the whole time. I'm really actually not like that. That's what I hope happens.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either, damn it. All right, let's get to the buy low. My buy low this week is DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, DK Metcalf had 2 bad games in a row, so your owners are probably panicking, okay? He was wide receiver 48 on the week last week, okay? But guess what? 11 catches in the game as the wide receiver 48 on the week, okay? And a couple of those catches, near miss touchdowns in the game, by the way. Look, the man is a beast, okay? It's DK Metcalf. He always finds a way to be open. They've just been getting their butt kicked a little bit, the Seahawks. And I just think that DK Metcalf, if you wanted to buy him right now, is going to be the best time to get him for the lowest price, Trey.
100%. I agree with you. I will say, though, which I am a DK Metcalf believer, I am starting him with confidence every week, no problem. But there are definitely some people out there that probably don't believe in DK as much as I do that are happy to get rid of him.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. All right, guys, those are our trades this week, man. Some buy lows, some sell highs for your team, man. But now it's time to get to the gag bag. The gag bag are players that we are done with, okay? We don't want them no more. You can go to someone else's team. We'll just drop you because we don't care. We don't want you here anymore. Trey, who's going in the gag bag for you this week?
Let me tell you something. Preseason, I was all over this dude. I was like, this man is going to be the wide receiver 1 on your team. You're getting him in round 8. There's no problem, with the value thing. But I drafted him in round 8 or 9, and I'm like, this is why I was okay with doing it because he could completely be a dud. He turned out to be one. Joshua Palmer, I'm done. I'm done in the gag bag, sir.
Ouch. Palmer, man. We really had high hopes for him coming into the season, didn't we? It seemed like the only wide receiver that Justin Herbert has even thrown a touchdown pass to coming into the season. We thought this guy's the wide receiver 1. You're getting for value. You're exactly right. All those things should have been correct, but they were not, Trey. Joshua Palmer.
Justin Herbert this past game, Josh Palmer finally healthy, ready to go. I'm like, this is the game, right? Everything's set up for success. And Justin Herbert did great. The team did great, but there was 5 or 6 people that caught a pass that I could not tell you their names today. And Joshua Palmer just, could have been the recipient of all those, but obviously he's not doing what he needs to do to get the ball on the field. So I'm out.
Joshua Palmer. Throw him in the gag bag. Yikes. It hurts. It hurts so good, buddy. Now, my gag bagger this week, as I like to say, is a guy that I'm also pretty upset with. A guy that I also thought I was getting for value. The only relevant wide receiver basically on his team, okay? He's had one good game all year. Okay, his quarterback looks like shit. Okay, he's still the leading receiver of his team last week with 48 yards. Okay, the only reason to hold him is that he could possibly be on the trade block to go to a better team. Who is this, you ask? Amari Cooper. Okay? His quarterback is Deshaun Watson, a guy that cannot get it together, that will not get it together. And I just think there's only two reasons to hold on Amari Cooper. One is, as I said, on the trade block. The Chiefs are looking for a guy. The Ravens are looking for a guy. The only reason, and I think Amari has given up. He's like, look, I got nothing here, It's just not working for me. Jerry Jeudy is doing better than Amari Cooper. Like I said, he had one good week, Trey. One good week for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, throw him in the gag bag. Just sad. Just sad, Trey.
I mean, that's Deshaun Watson's in the gag bag. Amari Cooper's in the gag bag. Should we just throw the whole Browns in the gag bag?
The Cleveland Browns, throw them in the gag bag. Ugh.
Gross.
The entire team. Oh, wait. Isn't Chubb coming back?
Yeah. The Cleveland Browns, except for Nick Chubb, throw them in the gag bag.
Got him. All right, guys. We had some waiver wire ads. We had some trades. We had some gags. We had some laughs, Trey. But now it's time for that time where we do our Thursday night football starts and sits. This week for Thursday night football, we've got the Broncos at the Saints.
Over-under for this game is 37.5 points. Vegas have the Saints picked to win by 1. And like I said, if you pull up the depth chart for this team and you see all reds all the way down, I'm going with the Broncos with the Sean Payton revenge game.
That's something I didn't think about, Trey. Yeah. I'm going to take the Broncos too, and that's because the Saints are in rough shape right now. And I'm going to ride with you, bro. Broncos country, let's ride, right?
That's right.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get to some Broncos starts. I like Bo Nix as a start. I'm going to just go out and say it. Baker Mayfield just threw for a bunch of yards and a bunch of touchdowns. Bo Nix, I know he's new, but he's probably going to have a great game. You can start him. Javonte Williams, I think, is a decent flex play, okay? Again, the Bucs ran all over the Saints. All over the Saints. Franchise records were broken. That's how much they ran over on the Saints, okay? So Javonte Williams, a good flex. Cortland Sutton, I think, also a good flex. Other than that, I don't feel comfortable starting anybody else, Trey.
No, I agree.
I mean, maybe the Broncos defense.
Yeah. I don't hate that, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But let's get to some Saints starts here. It's really devastating, looking at this depth chart here. But Spencer Rattler, I'm not ready to start him yet in this matchup. I think that too many interceptions are going to hurt his fantasy value.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is questionable, but he should be fine to play. If he plays, you got to start him up. He's probably going to be the center of this offense. Chris Olave is questionable with a concussion. I'm assuming since it's a Thursday night game, he's not going to be in. So I would pivot somewhere for Chris Olave. Rashid Shaheed is questionable with a knee injury. It depends on how he performs at practice and how things go, but keep an eye on it. Not sure if he's going to play. If he does play, I'm happy to start him with Chris Olave most likely being out. Juwan Johnson, though, like I said, is one of the only healthy people on this team, so I'm happy to start him because Taysom Hill is also out, so he's not taking any of those reps. And then, like I say, if Chris Olave is out and Rashid Shaheed is out, the other guys there are possibly getting work is Mason Tipton, Cedric Wilson. I mean, if you want to throw a deep shot on a Cedric Wilson, if you're just desperate, he did get 4 or 5 targets last week, so he's kind of on the rise. Because of the injuries. So maybe he has a good game, but you're taking a big risk with Cedric Wilson.
I really always liked Cedric Wilson, honestly. He was on the Dolphins. He had a couple moments of electricity that I've seen. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Just a quick moment. But yeah, that's a deep flex spot.
Yeah, that's like more of a daily fantasy kind of deal for me.
I got $2 left. What am I going to do with it?
Cedric Wilson, and that's how you win daily fantasy. By the way, is taking those $2 shots on guys that are fill-ins.
You're right. DFS play, absolutely. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff, man. Great show, Trey. Awesome show, guys. I'm going to tell you one more time. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Fourth and Flex. Don't forget to check out another one of our sponsors, Gooder. I always say that, Gooder. Gooder sunglasses, okay?
The Goo Doctor.
Yeah, Goo Doctor. No, don't do that to our guys over there. Gooder sunglasses, man. Some active wear sunglasses that don't slip, don't fall. They're really great sunglasses. You can get them all kinds of different brands. They got a Marvel brand. They've got college football. They got those big visor ones that Trey likes to wear. All kinds of good stuff. Go to gooder.com/flex to get you a beautiful pair of sunglasses, man. And tell them Fourth and Flex sent you, Trey.
Yeah, you're going to get free shipping, baby.
Yeah, buddy. You know we love that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And we shall see thee on the next one.
Peace.
Balls to steal this guy. He's got big balls.